Hi guys, thank you for joining us once again on our Marketing versus Branding series in partnership with SiMODiSA. Today we're going to unpack brand positioning. This week I published an article on venturecentral.co.za on Akajo and the lessons of brand positioning that I learned while I was at Akajo. Akajo was part of a retail group called the Platinum Group. What was special about Platinum Group is Platinum did retail differently. They simply called it retail theatre. They basically took brands and created personalities out of these brands. Every touch point, every staff, every garment, every table, every light, everything was used to amplify the brand's positioning. Now, what is special about Akajo is they had a very unique brand position. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about 7 objectives of brand positioning that I discovered while researching on brand positioning. And if you read the article on venturecentral.co.za, you'll be able to see how Akajo took these 7 principles and basically enhanced their brand positioning to the point where, with no TV ads, no special endorsement, no radio spot, Akajo always sold garments like nobody's business. They were very popular with local consumers in the retail space and had loyal returning customers simply by the way they played with their brand positioning. Anyway, So before we get started, I want to unpack brand positioning from a definition point of view. Brand positioning is simply the position you want your product to hold in your customer's mind. So you want to be known for something. So if I say, how can we help you? You think F&B. It's that position that you want to hold in your customer's mind. So Akajo were able to craft a unique brand positioning that allowed them to hold a special spot in the customer's mind. Even though the customer knew of Polo, of Lacoste, of all the other brands, Pringle, Akajo were able to hold their position in the customer mind, and the customer instantly were able to remember Akajo. So if I thought of buying a golfer, I knew to go to Akajo. If I thought of buying cargo shorts, cargo pants, Akajo was my spot. So if you take a look at the article that I've posted on venturecentral.co.za, you'll be able to see how Akajo use brand positioning principles to be able to position themselves and craft their unique positioning. In doing research for this article, I came across a guy called Riyad Perez, who's part of an agency called Branding for the People. Now at Branding for the People, they discovered 7 principles of branding. And these are 7 principles that I was able to apply to Akajo and see just how they did it well. Akajo, being part of the Platinum Group, had this very unique brand management system that allowed the company to be able to monitor the performance of the brand at any go. So their system was simply people plus product plus operation plus experience equals performance. So as soon as sales went down, Akajo or Platinum Group were able to go back and track which one of these factors was not being delivered, and were able to then track. So if you take a look at the article on venturecentral.co.za, you'll be able to understand how this brand management system was applied to Akajo and how it was able to deliver. But today, let me unpack these 7 principles that the guys from Branding for the People were able to craft out. Positioning has got to differentiate. You've got to be able to sell yourself differently or sell your unique selling points to a customer to stand out. Now, Akajo had a very unique positioning that allowed the customer to remember Akajo and stand out amongst all the international brands as well as local brands. So the first thing that brand position is going to do is going to help you differentiate yourself. The second thing is going to break the noise. You've got to stand out from the clutter. There's so many brands that are trying to speak to the same people, especially if you walk into a mall. There's so many fashion retailers. You've got Zara, you've got Cotton On, you've got all of these brands trying to get sales. So how do you break the noise? Through your brand positioning, you're able to cut through all of that noise and stand out. The third thing is brand positioning makes the buying decision easier. So if you think of Apple, as soon as a new feature comes through, sales go through the roof. It came through with the touch phone, one of the first phones to have the touchscreens. That touchscreen won us over. Apple's actually been very good at selling us what we didn't know we wanted. Brand positioning helps make that buying decision much easier. Okay, the fourth thing is brand positioning helps a brand compete on value, not on price. And if we look at a bank like FNB's positioning is to be the most innovative bank. And through the app and all the various products it has released over a couple of years, FNB's positioning has helped the customer overlook the bank charges that are being charged at them and actually look at the value that the bank brings to them. So brand positioning is very key when you want to communicate the value and not the price. The third thing is brand positioning helps justify the pricing strategy. So we can all go buy bread, cheap bread at Checkers, and there's also bread at Woolworths. The brand position of Woolworths helps us accept the price that Woolworths sells its bread at. If Woolworths says to us that it's always about freshness, as long as the product is fresh, for us it justifies the price. And that's how brand positioning helps justify the price. When we're looking at the last two objectives, we're looking at how brand positioning helps amplify the storytelling of the brand, the copy, the messaging. We're also looking at how brand positioning helps the design look more creative. So if I think of Nike, and Nike comes to mind simply because of the recent events. Nike released their latest ad celebrating 30 years of Just Do It. And they used a controversial NFL player, and controversial to some, not to all, Colin Kaepernick. And if you're looking at Nike's brand story, everything just falls in place. The word Nike is the name of the Roman goddess of victory. The tick comes from the wing of the Roman goddess, and the Just Do It. All of these things just kind of in sync in helping Nike tell the story. Nike has positioned itself as a brand, apparel brand that helps, that brings innovation and inspiration to athletes. So when you're looking at all of these kind of things, the brand positioning of Nike helps its storytelling become much more sharper, much more focused. Its design is much more inspirational. All of this lining to this brand positioning of Nike. So when you're looking at those two objectives, think of a brand like Nike. So if you take a look at the article that I've posted on venturecentral.co.za, you can see how Akajo used these 7 principles and applied it, and the success that it enjoyed at a specific period. Akajo is kind of a very unique brand I was fortunate to be a part of. If Akajo called itself sexy and said that it's a sexy brand, it's a confident brand, it's a dynamic brand, the people in stores or the people that it hired embodied this. The way the store was set up, you felt all of this. You felt the music, you felt the scent, you felt all of this. All of this playing into Platinum's strategy of retail theatre. But brand positioning helped Akajo sell clothes without any advertising, without any radio spots, without any special endorsement. Brand positioning helped Akajo sell clothes that people wanted to wear versus clothes people were forced to wear. Anyway, that's it for this week. Join us again when we'll be unpacking much more marketing and branding tips. But please have a look at the article on venturecentral.co.za and give us your comments, like, share, let us know what you think. Thank you.